Hey the realest gang, I'm back with another video. In today's video I have another word for y'all, and today's word is, these are the instructions for entering your kingdom marriage, for when you're starting to meet who your kingdom person is and things of that nature. God is wanting me to give y'all instructions on how to go about it, because it's very important and very crucial that you do things right in this case scenario when that opportunity comes about. So first of all, God, he has been speaking to me very much so on this topic, and he definitely wants me to come over here and give this video, because I've been standing on it for about a month now. You get what I'm saying? So I have been really seeking and seeing what he really wants me to share with y'all. So the first one would be to not awaken love, right? And I'm not just saying that to say it, I'm saying this because God was reminding me a while back ago, a few years ago, in 2020, when I met this person, right? I swore he was my kingdom husband, right? And I was the one who was pursuing him and, doing the job that he was supposed to do. But he wasn't my kingdom husband. But as a man, the man should pursue the woman. So God was telling me, don't you ever, he was telling me, don't you ever pursue the man. The man is the hunter. The man is supposed to pursue you. He is supposed to put in that work. You get what I'm saying? Just like a Bible story, there was a man who waited 7 years for the woman that he loved, that he wanted, and he did everything to gain this person's trust and love. And he waited all those years to gain her as his wife, right? So God is saying, do not awaken love. You get what I'm saying? Let the man do his job. Let the man do what he needs to do, because as the woman, you have a role to play, right? And that's just sticking to your femininity and things of that nature. And it's not to be misogynistic or none of that, but it's the truth. When you pursue a man, you're giving him the signal that you're desperate, or you don't have any other options and things of that nature, right? So you need to not awaken love, because if you do, the man is probably gonna be not scared, but like I'm saying, he's gonna think you're desperate. He's gonna be in shock that you're doing what you're doing, because it's generally the man that is supposed to pursue the woman. So do not awaken love. And another thing for this is, God was telling me, a lot of us know who our kingdom husband is, right? A lot of us know who our person is, right? Therefore, we want to let them know, like, hey, this, that, and the third, like, do you know? Like, we want to ask them those questions, but you have to let things go with the flow. You have to start off as friends and then gradually make that courtship into a relationship, into a marriage, into something that's going to be substantial. Because as we see in the world, right, people meet and they just go by chemistry. But God was telling me, chemistry is not what's going to keep y'all the longevity in a marriage or in a relationship. God was telling me, he was telling me that within the worldly relationships, right, they go based off chemistry. But the truth is, you could have chemistry with anyone. You could even have chemistry with anything, and not in a sexual way, but just like, oh, you could relate to this or you could relate to that. And sometimes it could be damaging in a sense, because sometimes when you have chemistry, you can confuse it with like trauma bonding and things of that nature. So you have to really be careful and really take the friendship part serious, because you really want to make sure this is your person and things of that nature. And even though God is telling you, you still want to make sure, because you want to get to know this person at each stage that they work in, you know, like how do they work in when they don't have money, or how do they work in when they're angry or pissed off and things of that nature, right? So you have to not go based on what your flesh is telling you, but go based on your spirit, because you need something substantial to stand on that marriage, right? You can't just be like, oh, you're my kingdom husband, I love you, this, that, and the third. You're gonna have that moment, but you know, just let it go with the flow. Let go and let God, because at the end of the day, if God is in the center, he's going to make it be known to them. He's going to make them feel the same way that you feel. So don't awaken love, y'all. Know what you're doing. Fast, pray, stay in your word to know what direction to go. Get that guidance from God, because at the end of the day, he is the only one who can tell you this, that, and the third. He's also telling me to not get advice from people. Don't be telling your business to your friends and things of that nature, because one, it can really damage your perspective. It can really make you very faithful. Like, you can be faithful, right? Like, you can have that faith, but then your faith is gonna be wavering, and it's gonna be here and there and here and there, and it's gonna be up and down and up and down and all over the place, because people are setting confusion into your mind. People are setting doubt into your mind. People are setting all of these things because of the fact that you told them, right? You have to be prayerful and ask God who you can tell and who you can't tell, because of the fact that yes, there are people with genuine intentions and who want to see you win, but the same people can tell you the wrong thing, because some people have been through their own traumas and things of that nature, and they could put it on you. They could be like, oh, this is your person, and they could see one little thing and they'll be like, oh, this, that, and the third, giving you advice because they have gone through it in a negative light, in a negative view. It's good to get advice, right? But we have to know the limit, and at what certain point do we get advice and, you know, just leave it at that, and get advice and, you know, actually go with that advice. So you have to be careful that a lot of people are wounded, are brokenhearted, and they're going based off that. You get what I'm saying? They're going based off their own traumas, their own experiences, and putting it on you. And it just reminds me, because on Facebook, I was just seeing, it's everywhere on social media, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, right? And it's like, it was, I'm not having a baby till I get a ring, right? In the comment section, you could see a lot of bitter people saying, oh, I had the ring, but it didn't work out. Anything could happen, this, that, and the third. And it's like those type of people who you want to kind of like stay away from. You know, you don't want their trauma dumping rants on you because of what they have been through. Like I said, you can get advice, but know when to get advice and know who to take that advice from, right? Know if you really need that advice. Don't just take advice because somebody's telling you based on what they went through, right? Especially when whatever they have gone through wasn't rooted in what God wanted for them, right? Because a lot of people go on their own understanding. They don't go based on God's understanding, right? So this is why a lot of people have problems and, you know, will trauma dump on you and do this and do that and say this and say that. So you have to be careful of who you're telling and, you know, things of that nature. So that would be the second instruction, right? And then he was telling me, stop watching red pill content, right? Stop watching these toxic dating coaches who are not filling your mind with life, right? They're not speaking life into you. They're just speaking fear, worry, doubt into you, because a lot of these pills speak on, you know, the worldly relationships, but that's all they could speak on is the worldly part of things, right? And these red pill people, they tell you, play with this person, play with this person's mind, play games. That's all they talk about, is how to play games and how to play mind games and how to use dark psychology and things of that nature. You have to stop listening to that, because God was telling me, you cannot be playing those mind games, because at the end of the day, that's witchcraft in a sense. Manipulation is witchcraft. So you cannot be manipulating your person. You cannot be using those worldly tactics in a kingdom relationship. It doesn't mix together. You get what I'm saying? A double-minded person cannot be set in place. Like it cannot be something that is substantial in that sense, because they're confused. They don't know what to do. So God is saying, do not use those tactics. Don't come in here with those manipulating tactics that you used on your other person because you wanted to see if they love you, because you wanted to feel this, or you wanted to make them jealous. No, you cannot be doing that in your kingdom relationship. You have to take this relationship serious, because there's something serious within this union that is coming about. And if you're doing all of that, guess what? You're going to be vulnerable. And Satan is going to come and attack your relationship because of the fact that you're being vulnerable, right? You're using manipulation tactics. You're using all of these tactics, these dark psychology tactics to, make your person love you more, care about you more, or make them jealous and this, that, and the third. But you have to see it from that point. Like, this is not a worldly relationship. This is a kingdom marriage. It's different. It's a difference. Trust me when I say it's a difference, because there really is a difference. You cannot be doing that, y'all. Y'all can't be using these tactics on your person, because it's not going to work. It's going to be a failed relationship, failed marriage, because of the fact that you're actually not doing what God wants you to do, right? You're not putting God at the center. You're putting these red pill talkers and podcasters in the center of your relationship. Now God is out of it, right? So you have to be sure and make sure that you're doing the right thing, right? A lot of us are getting ready to go into our marriage season. And, God was telling me, make sure you pray and fast that I heal you from all of your insecurities and all of your doubts and all of your confusions that you had in your previous relationships, because I was dealing with that. I was dealing with insecurities and just like thinking, because my previous relationship, it was just so toxic that I'm thinking in the same mindset. And God is saying, pray that you be healed. Pray that you get delivered from whatever it is that is hindering you, or, making you fearful and worrying about your kingdom relationship, the relationship that I'm bringing you now. So you have to be healed. And it's not to say that you're going to be perfect and you're not going to have this or that, but it's to say that you're going to give your person a less load of what you would give them if you weren't to be healed, right? Because your person has gone through things as well, right? So you have to put that into consideration as well, is that you're not only doing work, they are as well. So when you come into this union, you want to make sure that it's something that could hold up. You get what I'm saying? And this is why you have to start doing the work now. When you're in that wilderness season, you can't just stay stagnant. You have to do the work. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to be in that word and use your armor as something to give you strength, right? You can't just expect to have a kingdom relationship and not do the work, right? You have to do the work. With everything you do in your everyday life, you have to do the work. And the thing is, are you going to do the bad work or the good work? Because you're going to have to work anyways, right? So God was telling me that heal yourself. Ask that I make you more, pray that I make you more softer. Pray that I heal your wounds from your past relationships and your past traumas and things of that nature, so you don't trauma dump on your person, right? So you don't go crazy on your person as you did before in your previous relationship, as you don't go toxic on this person as you did in your previous relationship, right? Because you want to come in this union and make sure that there's peace, tranquility, love, joy, everything that God brings to the table. You want that for your person and your relationship and whatever else y'all are going to build together, right? Because let me tell y'all, confusion and doubt and fear, it all comes from the enemy. And when you see yourself in that, you have to pray. And might I say, you actually have to fast, because this is something that you have to break, because a lot of us grew up with divorced parents who are single mothers or single fathers, and we weren't able to see those beautiful unions. And if we did, it was always something toxic, something unhealthy, things of that nature, right? So we have to be the ones that break this curse. We have to be the ones that are standing on business. You get what I'm saying? And standing for what's healthy and what's right. Because a lot of people in our bloodline haven't had that. And we have to make sure that we have it, because of the fact that it's going to bring us so much more. A lot of our people, right? A lot of our family members are stuck in poverty, are stuck in a mindset, are stuck in a cycle that just brings them even more down, just brings them negative energies and, nothing to do with God, nothing to do with prosperity, nothing to do with his blessings, right? Nothing to do with having a relationship with God. And I told myself, it stops here now. It stops now. All of this toxicity stops now. All of this sibling rivaling stops now. All of this hate, envy, jealousy stops now with me. And this is something that you have to keep in mind, because you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for others out there. You're doing it for your future generations, right? Because you're going to be that hope for somebody out there. Even if it's just that one person, you're going to be that hope for them, right? So we have to be in that standing, and we have to be aware of what we're doing and how we're doing it. You can't just, be getting into a relationship with anybody. I had to learn that, because a lot of these people are not self-aware. A lot of these people are just going day by day. They're not really in the spirit. They're not really, looking for change or looking for something substantial. As a chosen one, you cannot just be with somebody who is totally opposite from you. You have to be with somebody who is going to take this walk just as serious as you do. And I tell you that because I was in a relationship where, I was very conflicted. I didn't really, understand things the way that I understand it now. Like, I understood, but it was going through one ear and out the other, right? So I say that to say this, is that we have to take this serious, y'all. We cannot just be letting anyone and everyone in our lives. Be sure of who you're putting in your life, because this calling that God has called you to is serious. God has called many others in your bloodline, but they didn't pick up the call, right? Many are called, but few are chosen, because this walk in itself is hard, but you will reap the rewards. You have to understand that, but you have to fight the good fight. You can't just get good things. Good things take time. But God just wanted me to relay this message, y'all. So, like I'm saying, always spend time with God. Always read your Bible. And, go to God, because us prophets were just here with another word, and whatever the case may be. And like I always say, stay real, be real, because once you are the realest, you cannot go back to the lies. So I'm going to catch y'all until next time.